What's up, veterans? Right now, I'm hopping on here live to talk about all the VA disability benefits things going on as of September 1st, this Labor Day 2025, the wins, the setbacks, and the changes that you need to know about right now. I want you to be up to date about everything going on right now as of this Labor Day 2025 in this live stream. Happy Labor Day to all you veterans. Thank you for your service. Like, subscribe, comment, hit that notification bell, share this out with someone that can use this information. And we are veterans serving veterans. Thank you for your service to our country. This year has been historic in some ways, right? The VA has processed claims faster than ever. Okay. Over $120 billion was delivered in VA disability benefits. Some vets even are getting and got two checks in August. Okay. Sounds amazing, right? But there's another side, right? There's proposed workforce cuts, there's legal changes to how appeals are handled, and there's concerns about whether this fast pace can last. Okay. We're going to cover it all. So sit back, let me go over all this with you. Okay. Now, look, a lot of claims have been going through faster than ever before, but with that fast AI, right, artificial intelligence processing and stuff as well, comes some drawbacks as well, right? I'm not here to be negative, but there's a lot of decisions and a lot of veterans who are saying, okay, well, some other claims have went through extremely quick. However, some of the evidence that I submitted and everything was not considered, and there were a lot of mistakes. So that's causing delays and frustrations and setbacks for some veterans, okay, as well. So that's the negative side and the other side of the coin as well, too. But I will say, I've seen claims done in 3 days this year. I personally have witnessed it. I've seen claims flying through in less than 2 weeks. I've seen it. I've seen it for sure. However, I've also seen a lot of missed things because of the cutbacks and all of that. Okay. So let's go over the record breaking wins to this point in 2025. Okay. In fiscal year 2025, to this point, the VA has hit a milestone, right? More than $120 billion in disability and pension benefits have been processed, veterans, a month ahead of schedule. That's over 2 million claims completed, is what the VA is reporting. That's a 14% jump from the previous year. Okay. And some veterans have noticed. I know there's veterans out here, this doesn't apply to you. There's some veterans who are like, look, dude, that ain't me. I've been denied. I've been wrongfully denied. I don't understand why I'm denied. I've submitted a Nexus. I've submitted a DBQ. I followed what you say, Blake, to submit my claim. I've done this. I've looked at other YouTube channels and I'm still not understanding. And they're still blatantly just not considering the evidence that I submitted. Okay. The average wait times as of right now have dropped to 131 days, down from 141 days. So that's a 10-day drop for claims being processed from earlier this year. From someone waiting on a backlog claim, those 10 days can mean groceries, gas money, rent, or whatever. Okay. But the timeline has dropped. The number of days to process claims has dropped, right? Also, veterans, again, I'm going to say this, be strategic about the claims that you submit. Get the help that you need. Make sure that you are submitting claims from the right angle, and the least path of resistance is very, very important. Okay. So listen, I know veterans that filed in March. By that March, by that April, by that June, by that July, their decision was back. I know veterans recent. I know veterans last week. I mean, they're getting these claims back in a month or less, right? That never would have happened a few years ago. Absolutely not. So I'm very grateful for those veterans being able to get that. I'm very thankful, and kudos to the VA on that. Absolutely, right? Regardless, I know there's going to be a lot of gripes. I know that there's a lot of complaints. Absolutely, right? And I have my gripes and I have my complaints, and I see the gripes and complaints of a lot of people as well too. I see a lot of the negative things as well, but I will say, I just put out a video. The AI has moved things quicker. However, there have been drawbacks with the AI as well. But this is what I will say. These wins do prove the VA can modernize, right? Tech upgrades, more staffing, and a push to clear the backlog mode, right? They have made a real difference this year. However, now we're going back to the drawbacks, okay, of, now we're looking at cuts and all that stuff. So it's kind of a catch 22. We're doing one thing, some areas are going through quick, but now we're having drawbacks as well. And that's the assessment this far to this point of September 2025. The next thing I want to talk about are COLA and cost of living. Okay. Let me talk numbers with you. Okay. The 2025 cost of living adjustment, or COLA, is 2.5%. That might sound very small, but listen, if you're 100% veteran with no dependents, that means an extra $93.45 a month for you, right? That means additional income for you, right? More money is better than no money, right? But let's be real. Inflation, as we know, the economy is still hitting super hard. Rent, food, medical costs have went up, have skyrocketed as well. So while the increase helps, yes, we're very grateful and very thankful for it, right? Some vets feel it's barely keeping up. Okay. So one thing I want to say is, compared to 2023's 8.7 increase, 2.5% increase proposed here was one of the biggest in decades. But, you know, listen, inflation is going, things are hard, things are rough on veterans. So, look, I'm grateful it's not we aren't getting nothing. Okay. I am thankful for a little bit more that we're getting. So I do want to say that, hey, we're moving in the positive on that. That is a win. I think that it should be more due to inflation. I'm not sure that the 2.5% COLA increase is keeping up with inflation. I would like to see that more. However, I'm glad that we're getting something. It's better than nothing. Okay. Now I want to talk about August, right? I call that the double payment month that has just passed, right? There's this past August, right? Now we're in September here. Some vets looked at their bank accounts and didn't understand, or thought, hold on a second, two payments. Well, because of the way the VA payment calendar lined up, eligible veterans got two disability checks in August 2025. So that is a win in the same month to get two paychecks. Okay. For many, I think that unexpected blessing was absolutely huge, right? So count those blessings. It meant catching up on whatever it is that you need, car repairs, medical bills, right? Or even maybe saving for once, because I know there's a lot of veterans that rely on this income and are barely making it, barely surviving, and barely scraping by. But remember, right, that was a calendar quirk, not an ongoing change. Okay. So I want you to understand that, right? Now I want to get into the storm clouds here. Okay. Here's where things get complicated, is what I want to talk about. Behind the good news, there are warning signs that every veteran needs to be aware of, and you need to stay up to date, right? Stay in the know, stay educated, stay knowledgeable on this stuff. The workforce cuts, right? We're looking at that. That is no bueno, no good as well, because got to pick up the slack for these VA disability claims. Somebody's got to do the work. And let me say this, AI cannot sympathize or empathize with veterans and what we have been through and what you've been through, right? A robot just can't do that. There are mistakes with the AI, and that's what the VA is saying as well. Listen, okay, more people might have went. There's also been record numbers of people quitting and leaving the VA as well too. However, the VA is saying, hey, the AI will make up for it. Well, great. We've seen things go through quick, but I will also say there's a lot of mistakes as well too, right? The VA is not going to talk about that if they don't need to talk about that. But the workforce cuts, those are big. Those are an area of concern. Those are clouds that are arising that I'm very concerned about, and you should be concerned about as well too. For veterans and upcoming veterans and veterans with their claims in and all that, it's very, very important. The VA, the Department of Veterans Affairs, is looking at potential 15% reductions. Okay. Again, we've talked about it this year. You've heard it, right? It's not just a rumor, but that's over 80,000 jobs on the chopping block. That's not good. Who's going to be there? Who's going to be there for us for healthcare, right? I've went to appointments this year and just felt like I'm just somebody in the line, just another number. And we shouldn't have to feel that way, but somebody's got to still do the work. Somebody's still got to pick up the slack. So, how's that going to work? I don't know. We're going to watch it play out, but I'm very concerned about that as well too. Over 80,000 jobs on the chopping block. That's not good. Reach out to your senators, reach out to your congressmen, reach out, reach out to your lobbyists, reach out to your local DAVs and so forth, right? Reach out to people that can, send in letters, hit up the White House hotline, let them know how much as a veteran that we, or if you are transitioning out or if you're retired, whatever, wherever you're at, right, in your stage, but as a veteran, let them know that you're concerned, and you're concerned not just for yourself, but for other veterans as well too, because you got to think, maybe you're watching this, maybe you're at 100%, but how about those veterans that are not? How about those veterans that are not getting the benefits that they need or deserve? And how about those benefits after us and after we're not here anymore, getting the care that we need, right? We've served, we deserve the best care that we can. Again, I'm going to say this, every veteran needs to be rated where they need to be rated at, okay? So, anyways, that's over 80,000 jobs on the chopping block. Imagine fewer claims processors, fewer call center staff. It's already horrendous enough. Don't even get me started. And fewer healthcare workers, right? I'm already seeing it. I'm already seeing the ramifications and some of the aftermath of people just saying, I'm getting burnt out because I can't handle it anymore. Veterans groups are sounding the alarm, though. That's what I'm saying. Reach out to your advocates, reach out to the people that have a voice. You have a voice. You matter. Your opinion matters, right? And here's what they're saying. Sure, things look good now, but what happens next year if staffing levels drop? It's an area of concern. It's a legitimate question. It's something that we need to know and we need to talk about. Do wait times spike again? Okay, great. We went down to 131, but are we going to come back and seesaw back and go to 141, 150, right? We're at 150, 160 days for simple claims. Do backlogs pile up? What happens, right? Is AI really going to be the answer, or are we going to get backed up even more? Or are we going to have more mistakes? A lot of people are having mistakes, like I said, okay? You know, um, you know, I've heard some union reps say, right? I've heard some advocates say as well too. Okay, we're finally making progress, but now here we go again. We're just this seesaw thing, the seesaw effect of, but cutting the workforce risks on doing all of it. I totally agree with it. I believe there's so many other areas outside of attacking veterans that can be cut rather than dealing and messing with veterans and our VA disability benefits, right? And then there's the legal side, okay? And I talked about this. If you look at my AI video versus Bufkin and Collins, right? The Supreme Court ruled that appeals courts must apply a stricter, clear error standard when reviewing cases involving the benefit of the doubt rule. In plain English, some appeals may now be harder to win, right? The benefit of the doubt, when evidence is equally weighted, you're supposed to give the benefit of the doubt to the veteran. They've made that a little bit harder. Some appeals may be harder to win now, okay? So that's not a win for the veteran. I don't like that at all. And whenever you have some of this technology coming in, and if we do have more mistakes and we have more appeals and they're just not wanting to side, it's going to make it that much harder for the veteran. And there's a lot of veterans submitting all the right evidence, submitting everything that they need, giving the VA all the evidence that they need on the front end, making sure that they're squared away with their claims, getting the treatment, getting the nexus letters, getting the DBQs, getting the things that they need to be in the best position, having all the evidence and still being denied, still clear and unmistakable errors, still duty to assist errors, still biasness going on. So this can make it even harder to win. Again, I don't mean to be a negative Nancy. However, it's the reality of things. Okay. So, I want to bring some stories because these aren't just policies, right? This is me and you. These are veterans. These are people that I know, people that I've talked to, right? One veteran told me that the faster claim process in this year did literally keep him from being homeless, right? Now, I will say this veteran was red flagged, right? He was at risk of being homeless. So obviously, if that happens, he goes into priority group one. He's frontline, so it's going to go through a lot quicker. And those are some of the veterans that I've seen in 3 or 7 days. Another vet said the double payment month, right? Absolutely helped her fix her car so she could go to medical appointments, etc. Right? They were having a hard time as well. So there has been that. But I also spoke with a Gulf War vet who's terrified about the proposed staff cuts, right? Vietnam veterans terrified about it because they're not getting the care, right, that they need. They're having a hard time getting referrals, getting things that they need, right? One veteran told me that they waited almost 18 months for their first claim back in the day. They're saying, listen, I can't go through that again. I don't want to go through that again. I don't want others to have to go through that because it's a lot, right? And I nearly lost everything, right? So these stories remind us that behind every number, look, we're not a number. We're not a number. We are a veteran and we are a life. We raised our right hands and said, I will, said yes. Whatever that is for, you said yes. You put on that uniform, whatever branch of service you served in, and you're a life. You matter. Your family matters. These benefits matters as well too. Take care of yourself, okay? So what do you need to do now? Okay. Here's my big takeaway with this. Stay informed, stay educated, stay knowledgeable, stay up to date. Keep your va.gov account updated. Watch your claim status if you got claims in like a hawk. Know where you're at. Know your evidence. Know what is supposed to be in your claim. Know everything. If you need to get the help that you need. Make sure it's honest, integral, ethical. Make sure that it's fair. Make sure that you get the help that you need, that you feel comfortable with. Know your numbers as well too. Know what you have coming and going out. COLA increases are already in effect. Make sure your payment matches your rating. Make sure you're not getting shortchanged. If you deserve back pay, make sure that you get the back pay that you rightfully deserve. Make sure that you do that. It's very important to stay on top of these things because I tell you, you're your best advocate. Be proactive, not reactive. The VA is not going to tell you if they don't need to, but doggone it, they sure will tell you if you owe them something as well. Appeals do matter. Supplemental claims, higher level higher level reviews, Board of Veterans Appeals. These things matter so much. Make sure that you're going the right direction if you've been denied. Make sure that you have the right evidence if you're submitting a supplemental claim. Make sure that you're getting the help that you need. If you're in the middle of an appeal, know that Bufkin versus Collins may affect your case. Okay, get legal advice if you can. Get the proper help. Get the right advocate. Get the right person on your side to help you to navigate through this. Remember, these benefits are for life. The more that you throw mud at a wall, the bigger mountain that you climb, the harder it is to climb. The bigger the mountain, the harder it is to climb. I'm just going to tell you that. So don't throw the kitchen sink at them, as I like to call it. Don't just throw mud at a wall. Get the help that you need. If you need it, get it. It's worth it. Trust me. 100% VA disability benefits for $50,000, man, I'll happily give somebody a couple of grand to help me out with my claim to make sure that I'm being put in the best position and getting the help. But look, make sure you're not getting beat upside the head. I'm not for that at all, but make sure you're getting the help that you need. Make sure it's fair, right, honest, integral, and ethical. Very important. You don't want that to come back and bite you. Bite you. Be vocal. Be vocal. Your opinion matters. Workforce cuts are not set in stone. Call your representatives. As I just told you earlier, join veteran advocacy groups. Make sure that your voice is heard. Make sure you do that. It's not just for you, it's for generation behind you. It's for generation that was ahead of you. It's for people to come. It's for our service members right now. This isn't just policy. It's about your care, your benefits, and your future, right? And listen, we are the people. We are the government. Our voice does matter. Your voice does matter. Do not give up. Do not quit. Don't let fear set in. Don't let anxiety set in. Don't let those things set in. Fight. Fight for what we need. It's important. You deserve it. The veterans behind us deserve it as well, too. It's very, very, very important. I'd like to hear your opinion on some of these things, okay? Make sure that you're getting the right help, as I said. Make sure that you're staying focused on what you need to. Make sure that you know about these things going on. So a lot is happening. Great things are going fast this year, but also be aware if you have a claim in for mistakes as well too. And if you do, make sure you go the right appeal route as well too. Make sure you're getting paid the proper amount that you need. I'm grateful for the increase. I think it could be a little bit more. However, I'm grateful that we're in the positive rather than the negative. I'm fine with that 2.5% increase as well too. Make sure you understand the benefit of the doubt rule according to the 38 Code of Federal Regulations. Make sure you understand that that's going to change. Stay up to date for any things that have changed as well too, right? You heard around the rumor mill, you heard a lot of things about, okay, tinnitus and sleep apnea and mental health ratings, but those have not changed yet. So until things are in stone, don't believe it, right? Don't just believe clickbait and junk out there, right? Yes, things may happen. It's what you need to know. Stay up to date, have it in the back of your mind, but don't over obsess on it. Also, don't over obsess on things that are not in play yet. Okay. Make sure that you understand that. Make sure that you know that as well, too. Okay. So right now, I just wanted to hop on here. I wanted to look at both sides of the VA disability benefits to this point. We're in a new month. Again, happy Labor Day to everyone in 2025. Look, we've seen record breaking progress. We've seen looming threats. We've seen the fight for better, faster, fairer benefits is far from over. Your voice matters. Your opinion matters, right? If this episode helped you, share it with a fellow veteran, subscribe so you don't miss my next deep dive. Okay. I'm going to keep the content coming. I'm going to keep the news coming. I'm going to keep you up to date, right? I'm going to keep you up to date. I'm going to be honest with you. I'm going to be integral. I'm going to be fair with you as well. And as always, thank you for your service. Thank you for your sacrifice. Thank you for your voice. It matters, right? If you need help with your VA disability claim, reach out. We are here to educate you, put you in the best position that we possibly can. We've helped out tons of veterans as well. We want to be fair to you. We want to be honest, ethical, integral with you. And we just want to make sure that you get what you deserve. Every every veteran needs to be getting what they deserve. Okay. Very important. So until next time, stay strong, stay informed, keep pushing forward. Your opinion matters. Thank you for your service to our country.